When I first spoke about my cancer, my voice shook. I didn't feel brave. I felt exposed. But what happened next surprised me. Someone else came forward and said, "Me too." Then another, then another. My small, trembling voice became part of a chorus. That's when I realized advocacy doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, ripples, and echoes, until it becomes impossible to ignore. Today, I keep speaking. Not because I love the spotlight, but because I know silence helps no one. Our voices matter, and together they create change.
After her remission, Dana didn't stop showing up at the hospital. She came back, not as a patient, but as a volunteer. She spent her weekends sitting beside women, waiting for test results, quietly holding their hands. When asked why, she said, "Because I remember what that silence felt like." Advocacy isn't always about speeches or headlines. Sometimes it's about presence, the simple act of reminding someone they aren't alone. Dana's journey reminds us that the pink ribbon is not an ending, it's a beginning, a symbol of survivors who use their strength to lift others higher. When I finished treatment, I promised myself I wouldn't walk away from the experience unchanged. I didn't want cancer to only be something that happened to me. I wanted it to become something I used. So I started small, speaking at a support group, writing letters to women just beginning their journeys. Then one day, a message arrived. "Your story gave me the courage to get my mammogram." That's when I realized advocacy isn't a spotlight, it's an echo. Every story we tell ripples outward, reaching someone we'll never meet. The voice that once trembled with fear can become a lifeline for another.
Sometimes advocacy isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistency. Showing up at events, writing letters, volunteering, and reminding others to never stop the conversation. Every time I speak to someone newly diagnosed, I see the reflection of where I began. And every time they find their strength, I remember why I keep going. The fight doesn't end with remission. The work continues with every voice that dares to say, "You're not alone."
When I first told my story about my battle with breast cancer, I was trembling. Now I tell it so others can find their voice. That's what advocacy really is, turning pain into purpose, fear into fire. Each voice adds to a chorus of hope that reaches farther than we'll ever know. Maybe someone watching this today will become the next advocate tomorrow. It is our duty as survivors to inspire and inform, because advocacy doesn't end with awareness. It begins with it.
When I first told my story, I thought it would end there, a single act of courage. But stories have a way of echoing. Someone hears yours, finds strength in it, and then tells their own. And suddenly, your one small ripple becomes a wave. Advocacy isn't just about big moments or stages. It's in every honest conversation, every shared memory, every survivor who says, "You're not alone." That's the ripple effect. How one voice, one story, one act of empathy can change countless lives. The work doesn't end with awareness. It begins with connection. Whisper it or shout it from the rooftop. Either way, the more we tell our stories of survival, the more hope we spread who are beginning this journey.